Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Good Morning Soul. I am doing another review off of the Love, Death, Robots Volume 2 collection. This one is titled Pop Squad, and I should probably mark this down in my movie thing while I talk to you guys here. So, I think they, from a marketing standpoint, probably should have just started the collection off with this. Like, this encapsulates more what you think of Love, Death, Robots. Like, when I think of Love, Death, Robots, I think like big, high sci-fi concepts with like big violence, big like things happening. And you know, it's not exactly that, but it kind of becomes that in some of the stories. This is one of those stories. Hello, my cat, who won't shut up for the love of God, in the background. Anyway, so this is about a future society where humans can live forever. They take some kind of serum juice thing, and the only problem with everyone living forever is the population becoming too big, so you're just not allowed to have children anymore. If you have children, you kind of have to seclude yourself from society, and they show that society is now living on these like giant towers that like stretch to the skies. They're like 100 million feet tall, and that's where they live with all their it's a complete societal clash, because we go from these uppity people living in the heavens, and then we cut to them in the ghetto where if you want to raise children, this is the only place you can go. And oh god, our main character basically is in charge of killing the kids, the new kids, and then they take everyone else into custody. But the animation's fucking terrific in this one. The animation slaps. This is some god tier shit, because a lot of the character designs are actually kind of funky. Like, some of them have like kind of weird shapes, and they can do whatever they want with it, but it's like, I guess this is just something I will have to get used to in the following years, is really good looking animation, but animation that doesn't just have to look like normal human stuff. Like the body portions and stuff like that. Like the textures, I'm looking at a person, I can see the pores in their skin, and I can see like the wrinkles in their face and the small little lines where the facial hair should be, but it's like but they're not shaped like a normal human being. Like he has this girlfriend, she doesn't look like a normal human being at all. But the entire story, we see just how much killing these kids is weighing on this guy's mind. They kind of represent that with this little dinosaur that keeps coming up. Like, there's this little kid holding a dinosaur that he had to kill, and he keeps seeing this dinosaur everywhere. And going back to his girlfriend, like they open with her like doing this big like opera song, and it's beautiful. And just that moment like was so beautiful in terms of the animation. That vocal delivery, all of that was just chef's kiss. Everything about this special is actually pretty great. I like where they go with it, like, because you can see him being weighed down by each kid he kills, and eventually he stumbles into this woman who's raising a child by herself. And instead of just killing the kid, he actually stops to talk to her. He learns what this kid's name is. They go into kind of a discussion of philosophy, and she's saying, hey, I've lived for like 200 years. I've seen too much. I'm not so obsessed with myself that I have to keep living forever, and I would rather watch the world through my child's eyes, because everything looks new, whereas everything in your or my eyes looks dead. That was beautiful. That was one of those scenes, because I find a lot of times in scenes where I can think of ways they could have gotten it across better, and it was just one of those times where I was like, or like where the characters know something, but like for the sake of the plot, they're not allowed to say it. It was just one of those times where yeah, they perfectly had the clash of words. And then she tries to grab his gun from him. That doesn't work out well, and then he has to really like make or break, and he finally decides just to walk away from the entire thing. Leaves the woman in peace, but oh no, would you look at that, the second he walks out, he finds kind of his partner, who they introduced earlier. They have like kind of a Mexican standoff, like where she realizes he was letting the kid go. And that's not even, they can't even think about that. That's not even an idea. So they have a gunfight. It doesn't really work out well for either of them, because she dies almost instantly. Like, they don't even really hang on her death. I'm watching it on mute as I'm describing it. And it's great, like, just a kick back from the gun when it hits her, she gets annihilated, and then he falls into the wall, and it's like, ah. And then they get this final moment with him just kind of looking up at the sky, the rain's falling down on him, and then he dies. But when he opens his eyes, like, because when you have that juice, it makes your eyes dilate, and his eyes kind of look alive again. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah, I love this one, man. I gotta say, on top of everything about the story, I loved the animation. Even like there's a moment where he realizes his hands are still bloody from, the mission or whatever. Just a little bit of like detail on his hands. It's one of those things where, I'm style over realism all day, but it's one of those things where it's like, you can do both, man. You can do both. Anyway, this was directed by Jennifer Yu Nelson, and oh wow, she directed two of the Kung Fu Panda movies, Kung Fu Panda 2 and 3. And then some other random movie. What a strange catalog, I gotta say. But yeah, that was this one. This was great. 8 out of 10. And again, I've kind of changed my mindset on the scores, where I'm gonna review these more as what they are and not just compare them to actual big boy films. But anyway. Thank you, and with that, I leave you.